You're about to watch. Our first guest, G.G. Allin, has been called the most violent man in rock and roll. Some of what you're about to hear may not be suitable for children. Also, 4 nights after G.G. Allin taped this broadcast, he gave his last concert here in New York. As usual, his performance was fraught with the onstage violence that had become his trademark. The next day, G.G. Allin was found dead. A police investigation is underway into the cause of his death, but a drug overdose is suspected. What follows is G.G. Allin's last interview. Parental discretion is strongly advised. This rock musician says he has more power over your children than you do.
I have such a fierce, intense fire burning inside of me that just was so much that just wants to explode.
G.G. Allin brags he's on his way to becoming the leader, the messiah for America's youth. He already claims to have 1 million followers. Wherever he goes, he plays to sell out crowds. And this is what they see. Concerts filled with violence, bloodshed, and sexual assault. G.G. Allin wants to lead America's young people in a bloody revolution to take over the country. And he says nothing can be done to stop him. Why is that, G.G.?
Nobody will stop me because I am the true underground messiah. When you come to my show, you're going to a war. And I'm out for violence, chaos, lawlessness all the way. I don't care about anybody or anything except for myself and my mission. And your kids out there, if you got kids out there, they're going to be my kids. I'm going to own those kids. They're going to do anything that I say.
And why is that? Why do they do anything you say?
Because I'm the king, and they can identify with me because the real, true, nonconformist children in this country are sick and tired of their parents, their schools, their people force-feeding them what to do. I am the answer. When they listen to my lyrics and they listen to my songs, they're listening to the way that it really should be, and you know that, and I know that, so don't brain, because your kids are my kids. All right,
I don't mean any disrespect here. I had never heard of you before we were going to do this show, okay? And I did a lot of reading about you, all right? Now, I want to know, is this, you seriously mean what you're saying?
Absolutely.
This is not an act.
I've been doing this ever since I was a child. This is what you see is what you get. I do this, when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'll still smell the same way, I'll still look the same way. This is not a show, this is not an act. I am that guy.
Now, do you honestly believe that you're a charismatic figure?
I believe that I am the king. I am the messiah. I rule the rock and roll underground. I'm bringing us to a revolution against the government, against the police, against any form of society that is trying to put us down and restrict us in any way, shape, or manner. You cannot conform. You must be a true nonconformist. To hell with what your parents have to say.
Okay.
I am the man. Okay. All you have to do is listen to what I have to say.
Okay, well, who told you you were the messiah?
I said I was. Okay. And I am, because these kids, I get letters from all over the world. People worship me. They come to my shows. I'm going to rape the girls. I might rape the guys. I might have sex. I want it all. I want it all, and I'm going to have it all.
Okay, let me
ask. Because I am everything.
All right, yeah. You go way beyond sex, drugs, and rock and roll in your performances. You self-mutilate on stage.
I self-mutilate. I beat the out of my audience if they're in my way. I take them out. I don't care. I don't care about anybody or anything. When you come to my show, I'm the boss. I'm the king. You do what I say. You can challenge me. I have no problem with that. I like the confrontation.
Yeah.
But you're going to lose.
All right. Are you proud of what you do?
Absolutely proud of what I do.
Why are you proud of what you do?
Because I am who I am, and I'm not a phony like everybody else out there. I am real. And how many of you can, at 35 years old, sleep with 16, 12, 13-year-old girls and boys and animals? Hey, this is the life. I got it all. And I got your kids.
You worried about him, audience, or what? Yeah?
You better
Wait a minute. How many of you aren't worried? How many of you think this is so ridiculous your kids would never buy into it?
Okay, well, come on. Come on, I'll take you on one-on-one right now. Come on.
All right, simmer down.
Come on down.
Simmer down.
We'll see, won't we?
All right. This sounds like it sounds like you're real angry.
I've been angry since the day one. I knew the day I was born.
Why are you so angry?
I just hate everybody. There's no need for me to like everybody. Everything that I have in this world, I put back into #1. I am #1. I don't need to give anything to anybody.
You don't need to give anything back?
I don't need to give anything back. I take it all.
All right, do you know why you have so much hatred?
I have so much hatred because these robots, these conformists, these people that dress in their uniforms, and I'm sick and tired of it.
What are you wearing? What is that?
This is not a uniform
for me. That's not a uniform?
You could say it's a uniform. I could say that's a uniform.
So I got a uniform, you don't have a uniform.
This is what I wear every day. If you see me tomorrow anywhere in Manhattan, you'll see me wearing this, and probably a whole lot less because you people wouldn't let me take my clothes off. I'd rather be out here naked.
This was a good decision.
It does not matter.
All right. Yeah.
This is real, and it's very important that people know that their kids are my kids, and I'm going to teach them, and you can't have them back.
You've repeated yourself on that
well,
one,
I'll repeat it again until you get it right.
I want to get new information. We have limited time here. Do you care about anything?
I don't care about anything but myself, and what I write and what I do is law.
How many times have you been in jail?
I've been in jail. I've been arrested over 52 times. I've spent 3 years in prison.
What's your ultimate idea of a performance, of a fantasy performance?
It's not a fantasy performance, Jane. Come on, everything I do is real. It comes out of my head.
Well, what's your...
I live this life every day. When I'm on stage, it's my therapy. It's not a performance, it's a ritual. And the ultimate performance would be when I have reached my peak, and I'm not there yet, so don't you all clap when I say this. I'll commit suicide, but I'll take your kids with me.
What does that mean, you'll take our kids with you?
Whatever I just said, I'll take them with me.
Well, what's it mean? Doesn't
make
any sense.
I'll kill them, too, if I have to. Or they may kill themselves. When you reach your peak, it's time to die.
And when do you think your peak's going to be?
Whenever the battle is over, whenever you have lost the power to fight. When you have got the power to fight, you fight. When you lose the power, you kill yourself or I'll kill you.
Are you a happy person?
I'm beautiful.
He's happy. All right, let me just... All right, how many of you, we have some of your fans in the audience. Identify yourselves here. Anybody? Yeah, I didn't want to guess, okay? Stand up for me here.
Yeah.
What's his appeal as you see it?
Well, I'm his brother, and I'm the bass player in his band, the Murder Junkies.
Oh, you are his brother, for real?
Yes.
He's your brother?
You know, I just think that touring with Gigi is a great experience because you don't go on stage, you don't do the same thing night after night like most of these lame-ass, boring bands. You get up there, you're going to see something different and something new and something exciting every night.
And you believe in the
somebody gets beat up or sent to the hospital
what is this
or
about
prison
beating people
or whatever.
Up? What is this about
beating
It's
people
a war out there,
What's
you know?
a war? Do you see these people beating each other up in the audience?
Well, we beat them up afterwards.
You know?
Wait a minute. Okay, thank you very much. What?
Well, it's the whole confrontation. See, a lot of people come to my shows expecting a freak show, and they get caught up in the crossfires because they don't realize that what goes on in my mind is very real. And if they're in my way, and if I see somebody there that's just there to see the freak show, then they're going to be taken out. The only people that are left in my allies who are standing at the end of the show. Those who have been sent to the hospital, those who have been raped or left or ran out the doors, they're the enemy. The people who stay are the allies of which we take on, and we will rule.
You mentioned this rape thing. If you were really a rapist, I mean, you'd be in jail for a lot longer than 3 years.
How do you know?
Just a guess.
I get girls to give me what I want.
Then why is that rape? They're consenting to give you sex.
They're consenting, but I have had women on stage that weren't consenting, and I don't care. I will continue to have those women.
Well,
I'll pull them up on stage. Well, say what you want, but you can...
All right.
I have raped women on stage, and I've raped men on stage. I've had women come on stage and suck my and whatever I wanted them to do, because I'll just take them up there.
If you're so proud of what you do, why don't you take off the hat and the sunglasses? You know, you'll never...
I can look you right in the eye
and say... anybody. I go to school so I can put people
So I don't go... So you go to school? You go to school?
Yeah,
wow. What
I'm
are you going to learn in school? You ain't going to learn nothing in school. Because I'm the only one that can teach you.
Take your hat off and sit back down.
I'm the only one that can teach you. You can't teach me. I am the Savior. I am the God. And I'll look you straight in the eyes. And I'll tell you that, because I am the God.
Do me a favor, would you sit down? All right, you're not on mic back there. Sit down for me. What do you really think is so special about you?
I'm a very unbelievable person because I believe in myself, and I have a very strong mind, and I can get anything that I want. And most people go through life very bland and very boring, and they accept what's given to them. They accept what people teach them and what people tell them. I have said no over and over again to authority. Authority cannot tell me what to do. The schools cannot tell me what to do because from day one, I never listened to them. I taught myself. I'm strong. I'm very strong. And I'm very proud of the person that I am.
If you're so strong, then why do you want to go down in flames and peak out at an early age?
At my peak, because I don't want to die a boring death like all of you people will probably do. I'm going to live to the maximum capacity, and when I reach my capacity, go down and play. I want to get old and get boring.
Is this what happens? You get old, you get boring? I didn't even know.
Well, most people do. There's no age. I'm not setting an age limit on it. I'm saying when you reach that peak, there's no age.
But you immediately assume...
Some people reach their peak at 10. Some people reach their peak at 40.
Okay, you immediately, you assume that all of us out here are boring people. Is that your assumption?
I assume that just by looking at most of you, you probably are.
All right.
But after you reach your peak and you commit suicide, you're going to go to hell and you're going to live a miserable life.
How do you know that? I'm going to live forever because my soul's too strong.
But I know you're going to go to hell and live a miserable life.
You're the one that's going to go to nowhere land, baby, because I'm going to live forever. My soul is too strong. It can't be killed.
All right,
when you die in your peak, you can't die. Your soul cannot die when you die in your peak.
All right, wait a minute. You're wearing me out here, Gigi. What do you think motivates this guy, folks? Who's got an answer to that question?
All these ludicrous people that listen to him, those are the people that motivate him. Because if ludicrous people wouldn't be listening to him, then he wouldn't have no reason to be with them.
Weakling. You are nothing.
I'm a weakling. I want to live till I'm 80 years old.
I mean, you're that big physically, but you're that small mentally.
My kids, I want to see great-grandchildren and everything, okay? And my kids will never follow you because I'm Hispanic,
will be right on to
and we don't listen to none of your okay?
And you might be too. Come on.
You're not on microphone. Yeah, okay. Next, we're going to meet two 17-year-old girls who are true believers in everything you've just heard Gigi Allin say. They've given up everything to follow him, and they say they'd do anything for him, even die. We'll be back.
As to whether Gigi Allin says he really intends to go through with his suicide plan remains to be seen. What remains to be seen?
Rock musician Gigi Allin sees himself as a savior for America's young people. He says he's training them to carry out a revolution based on destruction and violence. Joining us now are two of his devout followers. Wendy and Liz are both 17, and they say they'd do anything for Gigi Allin. Really? Anything?
Yes, I will do anything for Gigi Allin. I will die for him. I will do anything for him. He is my God. He is my daddy, and I will do it all for him.
He's your daddy? What's that mean?
He is my daddy. He adopted
her. When she came out and followed me on the road, I told her, I showed her more things than her daddy could ever show her.
He is my daddy.
And on Father's Day, what did we do, daughter?
On Father's Day, my daddy gave me the great gift of letting me watch him masturbate, and I got in his mouth, and it was the greatest father-daughter experience I've ever had in my life.
Do you have parents?
I don't care about them. Who cares? He's my parent.
So you have parents, but he's your father.
Who needs parents?
Who cares? Who needs them? He's my only... He's my God.
Okay,
he's my daddy.
I'm hearing a lot of rhetoric here. What I'm not hearing is what his appeal is. What's his appeal?
He's the most gorgeous human to walk the face of this earth. He is God. He is the greatest. He understands my anger. He understands me, and he teaches me everything I need to know. I don't need anyone but him. I don't need any school. I don't need any government. I need him. That's all I need, and that's all I live for.
You know, I don't want to annoy you, but you sound like almost like you've been brainwashed by him.
I'm not brainwashed. I know exactly what I'm saying.
I teach these
people
to be strong.
But you sound like you've got this but you sound like you have this rap down, and it sounds like it's his rap. What's your rap?
It's not his rap. It's the way I feel, and it's the truth. And anyone who doesn't believe it can just go to hell.
I teach them to be strong. I teach them to follow me, but I also teach them to be strong individuals.
Independent strong?
Independent strong, but my way or the highway.
Well, okay. Do you feel like you're independent?
Oh yeah, I'm completely independent. I made my own decisions for myself. You know, I got up and I quit my job and I left my family and my friends. I sold my car. I left my home to be with him and to follow him and to go with him across the country.
And what spoke to you about him?
Gigi he's a great teacher. He's taught me a lot of things. He's taught me to stand up for myself, and he's given me a lot of positive energy, and he's got a lot of power with me.
And so you have no other life but him?
Not right now, no. I mean, my life is what I'm doing.
Do you have a family someplace else?
Yeah, I have a family. I hate my family.
Have you always hated your family?
Yeah. I've hated them for a long time. They're negative people. They don't help me think better of myself. They only tell me bad things about me. They don't say anything good to me. They don't teach me to stand up for myself. They teach me they shelter me. That's what they want to do. That's why I had to get up and, leave, because...
And he was the answer for you.
That's why these girls are better off to be with me, because if whatever they do, or whatever happens to them when they're with me, won't happen to them with anybody else.
Well, if they hang out with you, they could wind up, couldn't they?
They could wind up in jail. They could wind up in a hospital, too.
But now that wouldn't bother you? Or are you saying, Liz, that wouldn't bother you?
To wind up in a hospital?
Or jail?
Or jail? No, it wouldn't bother me if I'm doing what I want.
If they end up in jail, jail's only going to make you stronger anyway. Putting somebody in jail is not going to slow them down. I've been in jail many, many times, as you well know. Every time they put me in jail, every time I come out that much stronger, because all I have to do is sit in there and reload the gun and plot for the next target that I will come in front of, because it makes me much more violent when I go back.
What do you think's going to happen to your life? What do you see yourself doing?
I feel that very soon there will be another Holocaust, and it'll be led by Gigi, and we're going to destroy the world, and we're going to create violence, and all your children are going to turn against you, and they're going to follow Gigi, and they're going to follow us, and we're going to just lead everyone straight to hell, and we're just going to be the leaders of the universe, and anyone who doesn't follow us is just going to die.
Then I guess you're not going to your senior prom? Right.
Right now, me and Gigi are going across the country, and we're going to, screw with people, and we're going to, take what we want, and we're going to do what we want. And everybody here...
Life is too short to wait for things to happen. You can take them. You can get whatever you want.
You bring up a good point. There's so much misery in the world already. Why would you? The sex,
this is not misery to us. This is what we want to do. We're taking what we want to do.
Beating
you people always dream about what you want. I'm doing what I want. I'm having sex with these girls. This is... that's fine. I can get what I want. I can have what I want because I can take it.
Do you have what you want, really?
Yes, I have what I want, but I'm going to have a whole lot more.
All right, now, the sex and violence doesn't bother you?
No, not at all. I love to be violent with people.
You do?
Yeah, I hate people.
You hate people?
I hate people.
All people?
Most people.
Just on sight, you hate them?
Yes, I just hate what people stand for. Many people, you stand for all different things, and I hate most of them.
They're all robots. They're all controlled by our society. Our society has no right to tell us what we can and cannot do.
Okay, audience, what do you think? Stand up.
Are any of them on drugs? I have to be very serious.
Are you on drugs?
Are you?
Are you?
We're on drugs. We're on drugs when we choose to be, but it's not a necessity. We have strong minds.
So that means yes.
That means when we want to be. We do drugs if we want to do drugs. We'll rape you if we want to rape you.
I don't know what's responsible.
Do you have children? Do you have children?
She's off mic right now. Stand up over here.
Well, that's too bad, because...
We're going to take them down, all of them.
My question is to all three of you. You say you're the Messiah, but there is one Messiah, and that's God.
I am God.
And my advice,
if you are led by that
and
God,
my advice
son, you are fooled by a false Bible and a false bringing up, because there is only one true God, and that lives within me. I am that God. You can read the Bible, but it's crap. I'll wipe my butt with it.
My advice to these two lovely girls, please don't follow this man. Follow Christ. He's all the way.
They are. I am Christ.
He is. He's the man.
All right, hold on. I know.
I hear all this talk about free sex. Aren't you concerned about your HIV status?
Who cares? What?
My sex life is my business.
They can have sex with me, and they don't. If they don't have a problem with it, why would you have a problem with it?
Okay, I know. Yeah, quickly here for me. I know they want to take a break.
If you're such a god and such a messiah, aside from the three idiots and these two Beetlejuice-looking guys,
Where
are all your followers? You gotta be joking. Come on. How could you have sex with these girls? Look at these horrible beasts. I don't understand.
You're just showing because you can't help them.
I can have black girls. I'm not saying I'm going to rape somebody.
Look
at this. This is disgusting.
All right. So what? So what? We can be disgusting. If we want to be disgusting, we can be disgusting.
Next, a group of young people known as the Club Kids, who are the consummate pleasure seekers. They work at only one thing, having fun, and that translates into staying out all night, doing drugs, and partying. We'll be back. We've been talking with rock musician Gigi Allin, who says he's the self-proclaimed messiah of America's youth. Now meet the club kids. They say they don't need a messiah. Wallpaper, Michael, Richie, and Julie have made the pursuit of pleasure into a religion. They are total hedonists who live to stay out all night, do drugs, and party. That's simple, Wallpaper, yes?
Yeah, well, basically we get paid to show up at nightclubs, run around. Even though drugs aren't required, a lot of times they come in contact with what we do because, I mean, our job is to run around and have fun and be glamorous and look good. And so a lot of times when people run around and have fun, of course, drugs, you know, are a lot of times a part of it, but it's not a major part of it. Basically, our job is entertainers and attractions at nightclubs.
Do you get paid to show up at parties like this?
Yes.
Why?
Like this?
Why because we look like this.
Oh. Okay.
Because we attract attention, you know what I mean? People come, and it's just like as if a musician was supposed to show up at a club. People go who appreciate that musician. We have people out there who appreciate us.
So you each have a following
it's because of our sharp wit and personality.
Oh, I can understand that. Well, now, can you make a living at this, Michael?
Oh, my God. It's easy to make. Well, in New York, you can.
Yeah?
It's a lot easier in New York than other cities.
A lot of kids from all over the country come to New York and write us letters and call us and ask us how to become a club kid.
We like
You guys, you're role models. Give us a job.
We're kind of like him. In a different kind of way. You know?
Well, how would you explain that?
Well, because
just what he said,
we're our own messiahs too, and we, you know.
Right. I mean, we have a different belief than him, but we, just like he said, I agree. We believe in ourselves, and it's all about, you know, your confidence.
Yeah, and we step outside of what normal people do. I mean, our lifestyles are as far from normal and regular as anything else is what he's doing. It's just on a different level. You know what I mean?
They're more entertainers, and we're more annihilators.
Right.
His
yin and yang, you know.
His thing is a little bit more political than ours. Ours is more social. You know, we're dealing with social things in society and superficial things.
Superficial. There's no redeeming social value to what you do.
It's a totally superficial scene. We're not doing it for political reasons or social reasons. You know, the club kids are there to have fun.
We're like an invitation to everybody. It's like you can choose to look at it one way, like to the negative, but it's more the positive. It's like it's a dress-up party and everybody's invited.
Okay, now, do you see yourself as doing this like, you know, 30 years from now?
Oh, God, yeah. I have the Peter Pan.
I mean, we just get better, you know, and in more demand, you know what I mean? Because we establish ourselves more with the things that we do, with our outfits, with our looks, and that's why we get paid to do what we do. I mean, there's a lot of other people that go to nightclubs and dress up, but not necessarily all of them get paid. You have to reach a certain level.
So you're saying you can make a living at this? You file
we do.
Hold on. You file a tax return, that sort of stuff?
It's a stepping stone to something else.
It's like a vehicle to launch different careers. It's like show business is show business, and it's like we use this as our foundation to move up to higher things. Or some people just choose to just do this, like
This is a scene that gives birth to a lot of stars of tomorrow. The scene started Delight, the scene started Madonna, RuPaul. A lot of talent comes out from this. They start as club kids and they dress up and have fun to get exposure, to get people noticed.
You earn a name for yourself, and then you go on to do something else. If you go on to be a designer, suddenly it's not Joe Smith designing an outfit, it's Desi Monster or Wallpaper and everything. And you'll have an established scene, and you'll have a following that will go out and buy those clothes or buy your records or whatever.
Is like is work a dirty word in your vocabulary?
Believe me, this is a ton of work.
So it is work.
I mean, it's a lot of work to,
it's not
you know what
easy
I mean?
Getting up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and coming to the
it's not easy, but
TV show.
it's different than choosing to like punch in a time clock because it's like even if we didn't make a living at it, we were doing it before.
See, because I guess I was misinformed. I heard that a lot of kids with trust funds and kids with rich parents did this.
That's usually
that's how you start.
Definitely.
I came to New York to go to school and essentially took the money that I was using for school, at least part of it, and started buying my clothes, and that's how you start.
You bought this?
Yeah. Well, actually, no, I
didn't mean it that way. Let me just, what is, I mean, it looks like an ace bandage.
Well, it's actually made by a designer named Michael Smith, who does clothes for Cher.
All right.
But basically, it starts out like that. But once we establish ourselves, then the money starts coming in. We get paid to show up.
But basically,
once your parents find out what you do and the trust fund is cut off.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but you all came from some sort of financial cushion, in other words, basically.
It helps to start out that way.
Okay.
Then you don't have to move to New York and live in a rat hole, you know.
Exactly.
Right.
All right.
You have an established residence, a dorm. You know what I mean? You have a pretty solid setting.
Do you think this is like a phase you're going through?
Well, my mother, let me answer that. My brother's a lawyer. My mother always asks me, you know, Richie, are you ready to go back to school yet? And I say, she goes, like, you know, are you going through some sort of stage or something? And It's not a stage I'm in, it's a stage I'm on, you know?
It isn't, though. Everybody is constantly going through stages and phases in their life. And like I said, it can be a stepping stone to a career or to really whatever you want it to do.
And plus you find that, you know, we're just, I don't know.
All right, look, is your worst nightmare having a boring life?
Yeah.
Is this like what?
I think it should be everybody's,
that's why
not just ours.
And miserable. When you walk down 34th Street in Manhattan, everybody has this miserable look on their face, like I hate my life, and I hate what I'm doing, I hate being here, and it's because they're not doing what they want to do.
And it's your choice.
They're doing what somebody else wants.
And plus, we've been doing this when we were growing up. I mean, most of us, when we were growing up, we found ourselves in different scenes, but we were still the weird ones. We were still the freaks. We were still the ones that stood out. It's just now we've gotten over being joked and being the underdog, and now we're superior because we're being paid to do what people were originally joking us for.
I don't think we should be saying that we're doing it just to get paid. We're trying to set an example.
It's in our hearts,
icing
on the cake.
Exactly.
Right.
What is the example you're trying to set?
To let people have to follow the rules and not enjoy their lifestyle.
Okay, let me just ask the audience, anybody here inspired to follow the club kids in terms of all pleasure, no work?
We work though.
Anybody in the back? Somebody in the back? All right, we're going to find out during the break. We're going to take another break.
There's a snake over there, I think.
No, I don't think so. All right. Next, a police officer who warns that America's youth is headed for disaster. He says Gigi Allin and the club kids personify why young people are more violent and self-destructive than ever before. We'll be back. Is America's younger generation on a dangerous road to violence and destruction? Police Sergeant Steve Rogers says yes. He says more than ever before, young people are turning violent or spinning out of control.
Great.
Is this I don't know, is this an example of what you're talking about?
Well, to begin with, Jane, David Koresh, resurrected here, said that he's real. The fact of the matter is he is real. He's a real sick animal who belongs in...
Yeah, well, you can tell me whatever you want, but I don't have to listen to you because I think you're a stupid cop. And I don't
yeah, you know what? Yeah, let me just go ahead.
You need to get a job on Dragnet or something.
These individuals...
All right, Steve, go ahead,
These individuals work on fear and intimidation. Look at the helmet. Anti-Semitism written all over them. You probably want to see...
I don't need the helmet, sir.
Good. I'm glad you
just... right in the eyes, and I can say, I still think you're an ass.
Glad you just showed me you have no brains.
I got more brains in my head than you'll ever have in 10 heads.
Your name is Gigi.
You ought to change your name to faggot. You ought to change your name to no brain, no nut, no ball.
All right, come here. All right, this is not going anywhere.
Well, if he's going to say you talk, then I'm going to say
okay, can I just say something? Just a second. Let me just say something here. You talked for the whole first segment, over 10 minutes.
Well,
just give him a shot.
Tell me what to say.
All right, no, he's not telling you what to say.
Well, he's not going to insult my intelligence.
You ought to change your initials to ASS because that's the way you're acting.
You ought to change yours to fucking
All right, Steve.
Change your initials to PIG.
The next time you spit at me,
what are you going to do?
You're going to have a real problem.
Gonna take a break. We'll be back. From you. Send your letter in care of Jane Whitney, Columbus Circle, Post Office Box 20314, New York, New York, 10023. Back talking with rock musician Gigi Allin, the club kids, Sergeant Steve Rogers. You had something you wanted to say.
I just have a comment to make and a question. With the club kids, I could deal with them because I live in the clubs. Limelight, Roseland, okay? So I know what type of crowd they are.
Good for them.
But those two young girls, I can't understand how they can allow themselves to be brainwashed by...
They're not brainwashed.
Wait, let me finish what I'm going to say.
Yes, Mom.
What's going to happen to you when your so-called Messiah disappears?
We're going with him.
You're going with him? You're sick.
Okay, I know. You don't get it. I understand.
Sick
too. Steve, you didn't really talk about... I mean, she says the club kid, she can deal with the club kid. She does the club scene. I mean, do you have a problem with the way they live?
Well, anyone, if in fact they are involved with drugs, drug abuse, I don't I don't condone that. I think that's wrong. I think it's again ruining the moral fiber of our country. What we have here, and I think this is important to address, is a chilling wind sweeping across this nation, whereas these individuals are trying to capture the hearts and minds of young people. This to me,
no, that's what you're trying to do.
This to me is a complete waste. And
everyone is trying to control the minds of young people.
One of the problems, they want to do. One of the problems, if a person chooses to take drugs, he should be able to take drugs.
One of the problems we have.
Dress the way they want and do what they want to do. Who are you to say?
I happen to be a police officer who
I don't care who you
belong in prison. You have a problem.
I don't have a problem. You belong in prison. You are in prison.
Let me tell you something.
You are in prison in your own mind because you can't live the way you want to condemn everybody else for the way they live.
This guy, ladies and gentlemen, is the epitome of why this country is going down this
No, we're going up. We're going up. You're going
There's something else, Jane, that he said. He said that he's not afraid of anyone.
I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of him.
I challenge him right now
to what?
Go to Harlem right now to walk the streets.
Let's go.
I
would.
You don't have the guts.
I have the guts to do whatever it takes for me to do. I'll do whatever. You want to go? I'll ride with you.
Show.
You ain't got the balls to come to one of my shows either. Why don't you come in to one of my shows? You're a fake cop. You're a wannabe cop.
I am? I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
I've got nothing in New Jersey.
I don't care. That's your problem.
All right, listen. I'm going to ask you one more time, okay? I know. Nobody gets hurt. Just trust me on that, all right? You want to say something down here?
Let's talk about
I have an opinion. I think that the club kids and G.G. Allin, I'd rather have my kids follow original thought like that than grow up to be like this cop right here.
Yes,
I agree with that.
And wearing a tasteless suit.
Jane, again, we go back to what is fundamentally right.
Let's get him.
Okay, but it is your... Okay, hold on a second here. I mean, conforming is one thing, right and wrong is something else. You're talking...
But who's to say what is right and wrong? Him?
Well, I mean, most people, the majority of people would probably say that beating up on other people and slashing your head with a razor...
Beating up on people,
paid to get beaten up.
Beating up on people, raping people, et cetera, is wrong. I don't see anything right in that. It's wrong.
It's right.
What, Michael?
We have a little pill that this man could take that would change his whole attitude on life.
Yes. Give it to him. Give him an overdose.
I only have 2 left.
Now you're like, why isn't he busted? Why is he open about this?
Well, obviously, he's taken so many pills, his brains are fried.
No, this is a tranquilizer.
I'm leaving.
And this is a prescription.
Yeah.
So this is like, but this is what you do when you're in the clubs, this sort of thing.
Well, it makes it a lot easier to like handle things.
Jane, what we're seeing here is the attempt to glorify the abuse of drugs, the abuse of people, the spewing of hatred, to legitimize this. I don't see anything that's right with that. It's all wrong.
He didn't give him Marhypnol to promote drug use for everybody in the audience.
I
want him to come down a little
I'll tell you who I am, all right?
You are nobody to tell us what we can and cannot do. You live your life, and we'll live ours.
I'll give you a perfect illustration of what I mean. Last year, I happened to be on an Attorney General's task force to Israel. I walked through the Holocaust Memorial. I saw with my own eyes the results of animals like this and like Hitler and the rest of them, what they could do to this nation. It's wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to stand up, America. You've got to wake up.
Against people like him who are trying to control you. They're trying to control you a whole lot more than you are. You are so idiotic. You're trying to tell us what we can and cannot do. You're trying to arrest us. You come to my shows and put me in jail for what people pay to see, and your people are coming and locking me up. You can't lock me up because you're telling them that it's okay that I should go to jail.
You got one of those pills, give them one to calm down.
No, you're saying that I should go to jail because I do what I want to do.
All right. Can we get to this gentleman, please?
You know,
It'll be about 15 minutes. It'll take him about 15 minutes to watch it.
You know, I serve this country, and I'm going to tell you now, if I serve this country for people like you, I feel sad. This country's in sad shape.
Yeah,
both of you groups.
Like you.
Y'all are sad.
We agree. We want to do.
Are you from the South?
I'm
Okay, Richie, what?
So
the thing is, I'm sorry.
He must be from the South because he keeps saying y'all.
Wait, the thing is, what I don't understand is, we are young and we're creating ourselves, and it's like not every single person on this panel has the same idea in mind. I know for myself, Julie and I, we are creative people and we express ourselves the way we want to. We use the clubs as a vehicle, but I'm not saying that I'm the cause for what the world is like going down into hell.
We also preach individuality, but not through violence.
Okay, but you know, people get stopped when they hear about the drug part. I mean, that stops a lot of people.
But what I want to say,
but it gets a lot of other people going.
Wait, but what I want to say is not every young person in the club and
Jane, they preach individuality. He preaches a sick ability to.
And there's a lot of us out there that enjoy that.
Because not everybody's on.
I think the majority of Americans believe.
I don't believe that at all. I think that they're sick because they're.
Okay, another break. We'll be back. We'll be back with the audience. Okay. If you're going to be in the New York area and would like free tickets to our show, please call 1-800-771-2700. Back now, you had something you wanted to ask. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just like to ask the gentleman in the middle, have you ever been in any of the wars, Vietnam, maybe?
Me? Vietnam? Never.
You're talking to Gigi.
Yeah.
Oh.
What did she say?
Did you ever serve in the military? Serve in Vietnam?
No, I have my own war I'm fighting.
All right. You had something over here. Yeah.
I think the club kids look really fabulous, but does the drugs affect you at all?
Excuse me, let me answer that. Will they affect some people?
Jane, one of the important
drugs being not effective.
Can I say something?
Okay, go.
Like I said earlier, which you all must not understand, gorgeous over there. Not everybody in a club is on drugs, and people need to realize that. Maybe that's a different show, it's a different subject, but I want it to be expressed.
All right, Jane, may I interrupt a minute? Jane, one of the things I think people have to realize, it was a good question about him being in a war. Most of these people are cowards. They don't.
You're the coward.
They won't do what they do alone.
You did what I did for weeks.
Yeah, did you notice one of these young ladies mentioned something like cleansing a Holocaust? What I'm driving at is this. We have a serious problem in this country where individuals like this are being almost martyred because of their acts of hatred and anger. I think we've got to say no to hate like we have said no to drugs.
No, because you have to hate.
We have
you
to
have to
no.
hate to get something done. You've got to do something about it, not talk about it. Do something, take action. We urge people like you.
Doing something.
Yeah, putting us in jail for what we believe in.
You're both right.
If I believe in what I want to do, I'm going to do it.
I just have a comment on what the sergeant said. I think that jail is the wrong place for these people.
Absolutely.
I think more along the line of a psychiatric ward.
I've been there too. They can't stick to me.
I'm glad
or the Bronx Zoo.
You look like you just came from the zoo.
38% increase in hate-motivated violence, and we could correlate that directly with it's like this.
No, that's not true. You're the
I just like to say I'm a club kid. I go out. I do what I want to do. I have my fun. I look nothing like that guy. These guys have their fun. They're not out raping people, hurting people, and doing stuff like that. And I'm thankful they don't look like that guy. And that guy should be in jail.
No. Well, because I don't get rich off it, and I don't entertain, then I should be in jail. You shouldn't. See rapists.
Look,
well, I do.
I just like to say...
the root of all ego.
I just like to say...
Guys, girls, animals, I don't care.
That's something to be proud of.
Yes, it is. I can do whatever kind of sex I want, and I'm getting it.
Stand by.
You're probably married to some old...
We're going to take another break. We're going to be back. We'll be back. You're watching our guests talking about... Back now, you have something.
I have something I want to say. I just want to say that I think that all these people sort of in some way need some type of attention. That's the key. That's something that we failed to mention. You know, maybe they haven't gotten the attention when they were growing up. Now all of a sudden they want all this attention. This is their way of saying, I need help. I want people to see me. I want people to understand.
Help me pay my rent.
Why are you so sure about that? Why couldn't it just be about nonconformism?
I agree with you in a little way.
It's just not. If you listen to some of the stories, it just sounds like there was something that was missing, and so now this is their chance. They're crying out. They want help.
But you know, ma'am, we could use that as an excuse. What I have to my right, you know, I'm really concerned about. We're seeing the beginning stages of a Waco, Texas. I mean, this.
Okay,
you know,
wait a minute.
Jane,
Folks, hear his point right here. what he's talking about, it's another day. How many of you agree with him?
We're not...
Yeah?
Jane, we're not looking at a freak. I mean, this guy, you know, he's not a freak. He knows what he's doing. He's carefully calculating what he's doing, and he has to be stopped. It's as simple as that.
Jane, you're right. He has a point.
Yeah, a point earlier made. It seems that, you know, everybody's complaining that Gigi beats up his audience and does whatever. People are forgetting that they're paying and going in knowing what's going to happen to them. I've seen people, grown men and women, thank him after the show for beating them up. I'm not lying. I've seen people say, Gigi, you kicked me in the ribs. It hurts. Here's the bruise. Thank you so much.
And what do you think that says?
Yeah, you get paid for that too.
It's what they want to do. If they want to they want to pay to get beat up. That's fine with me. I have no problem.
You want to get beat up?
Not very often.
A police officer can beat up somebody, but I can't do it.
I think the cop is scarier because at least he fights alone. A police officer brings like about a gang. That's the only way they usually fight. He'll fight you with his hands. He'll fight you with his hands.
I want to know something, my friend. The police take a good beating in every way, shape, and form. But I'll tell you this: I think most American people thank God that there's a thin blue line protecting them from this.
No, not at all. You're doing more damage by locking people up.
It's frightening that Gigi's out in the streets. It's ludicrous.
Yeah, because I'm going to have your daughter. Yeah. I'm going to have your daughter.
It's frightening that Gigi's out in the street.
If you call yourself their father, then what you're doing with them, sleeping with them, is called incest.
That's fine.
All right, and it's totally ridiculous.
No problem.
Jane, this is what...
Such an array of topics coming up today.
Jane, this is what law enforcement...
Attention.
There's no right to tell me that I can't sleep with my dog.
Law enforcement states with 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And maybe the people... I'm glad you did this because you've exposed the ilk of America. You've exposed
the power. The power of the underground in America that speaks for the angry youth.
We're out of time. No, I see it, Steve, as a public service. No, I see it as a public service. People now know. I didn't know who he was. We all know now. We're out of time. I want to thank everybody for being here. You, our audience.
Maybe yours.
For a transcript of our show, please send $5 along with the program name, subject, and air date to Burrell. You love these scripts. Post Office Box